We are a go. Welcome everybody to the show. We are a go. Hope you're here to say hey and yo. All right, so welcome. We're live. We are talking about the MAOB or the Mark of the Beast tonight, guys. Welcome, Adam. Welcome. Thanks for coming, bro.
You're welcome, brother.
Hopefully, you and I can do lots of more shows. Seeing how you're off work right now, and I'm a student until I go back to work, which may be soon, because I'm now applying for jobs. But in the meantime, we both have some free time, so hopefully we can do more of these shows together.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, man, and I like that you're also a Christian with strong knowledge of church history and the Bible, which makes it good. Hey, Martino, how you doing, brother? Good to see you
what up, bro?
guys. Hopefully, more people start joining. Great to see you guys. We're talking about the mark tonight. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about this. You probably have if you're following these things. Now, there's a lot of contenders, obviously, right, Adam? Like, you know more than I know that there's been a lot of contenders for the mark, correct?
Correct.
A lot of contenders for the mark. Now, it's always been like, even before I knew of this thing, like, it's always been a belief of mine. Like, some people say, oh, they're RFID chips, or they're, what's another one I've heard? RFID chips. Thank you, John Vanos. I wish I could get rich. Oh, we'll address the hi Corey. We'll make sure I'll address some of the comments, all of the comments in the live side chat soon. So thank you guys for being here. The best thing you can do is click that like button and just help share this around so people know it's live. Um,
No, wait 1 second. Nova, I know Rich really, really well. He's an awesome guy. He will set you straight. Like, he will literally tell you to repent. That guy is like the cream of the crop when it comes to street preachers.
mhm.
Like, I love that guy with all my heart. Like, in all honesty, and he's one of the only people that has the cojones enough to step up to me and tell me how it is. So, yeah, if you could ever get him on, he is freaking phenomenal. Oh, and he barely sleeps, so he might be up.
Great. Yeah, that's crazy. That would be cool.
Uh,
Anyway.
oh, sorry, Nick.
Mm.
He is the number one most hated street preacher in America.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Well, because he calls out the LGBT thing like you wouldn't believe. Like,
Anybody should. They
he's
should.
the guy. He's the street preacher that was responsible for all this drag queen story hours shutting down across the
Good.
states.
That's good. Any man of God should be against all that stuff. Should be. So anyway, there, like I said, there's over the years there's been a lot of theories and contenders for the mark. You heard of the Neuralink, we just heard mentioned from Martino. RFID was a big one. Uh, the thing about the mark is there's a couple theories on it, right? I'm pretty sure that in the Greek it says it's going to be an actual printed mark upon your skin.
Yeah,
So, like, it's not like a spiritual mark. It's nothing stupid like that. Like, it's an actual mark on your skin. I don't know how visible it's going to be, because even before what we're going to talk about right now, me personally, I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm not a preacher, just a guy like you, a girl like you, guy like you. I read the scripture, I come up with ideas. But here's the thing, like, I'm a realist, right, Adam? So
yeah,
people aren't going to want to walk around with these like gigantic like black dots, say, in the middle of their forehead or on their right hand. People aren't going to want to walk around with these big giant stupid things on their body, right? So even before all this stuff that I'm about to talk about, I always had the idea that the mark would be some kind of an electronic transparent tattoo, like something that would be visible just enough so people could tell that you had it, because in the Bible it says no one will be able to buy, sell, or trade without the mark, right? So there has to be some kind of indication that you have this mark, right? But I don't think that it's going to be some gigantic stupid like red dot or something right in the middle of your forehead, because like I said, who's going to want to walk around with that on them, right? So that's why I always thought that it would be some type, like I said, some type of electronic transparent tattoo that could store things like credits and stuff. You know what I mean? Because they're talking about buying and selling and trading, and if you don't have it, that you won't be able to do that. And we're already seeing technology where you can have stuff like that, like where you can walk. There's stores in the United States. They're Amazon stores. I don't know how many of them there are, but they're like totally cashierless stores. There's nobody even working there. Like right now,
No, they have people, just not like cashiers. They have people stocking shelves and stuff.
yeah, I guess, but like you can just walk in the store, grab stuff, put it in your pocket off the shelf, and just walk right out. And it senses it and it takes the credits out of your bank. So that's what I'm saying. So the first thing, unless you got anything you want to add to this, Adam, just jump in at any time.
Okay, bro.
But the first thing I wanted to show you guys, which is creepy as all heck, dude. Like this thing is called Luciferase. Okay, check this out: Luciferase quantum dot tattoos. So, like as technology advances, these microneedle quantum dot tattoos are becoming more advanced, and like just the fact that Bill Gates is behind this and calls this one Luciferase, which is super creepy. So we see people in the chat talking about the old COVID-19 thing. This is probably where a lot of this started. I think that was like a test run, personally, to see how well the government could control us. That's what I believe that was just a test run to see how well the government could control us. Because like in other countries, it was really bad. In mine and Adam's country, it got so bad. It was like 1930s Germany. 1930s, 1940s Germany. There'd be people standing at the doors of stores and stuff saying, "Show me your papers," just like they did to the Jews back in the day. And if you didn't have them, you couldn't go into stores. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. So this is the first thing I wanted to bring up here was the Bill Gates funds invisible. So Bill Gates funds invisible quantum tattoo hidden in, for storing history for shots and immunization. I don't even like to say the word nowadays because of YouTube, but this isn't speculation. So Bill Gates, along with Robert Langer of MIT, which is a well-known, University of Institute of Technology, have developed a human implantable quantum dot tattoo microneedle, inoculation. I'll just call it instead of the V word. Oh, did I click on an ad or something? Yeah, here it is. So, which will also double of proof of your inoculation. So, firstly, we have the never tested on humans mRNA, which we were talking about, the old C19, that they want to give to everyone, which they pretty much did. There's people standing there, where's your papers, blah, blah, blah. Then there's going to be these quantum. Now, this is a couple of years before this happened. They're actually first tests on humans of these things, guys, have already come out, and the first human tests have already started. And I'm going to bring up I'm going to bring up a few more articles to show you guys this, because this one's a few years old. This is when he was making them. This is when there was talks of it. Okay, so there will be a quantum dot microneedle, a digital identification mark in the form of a dye under the skin, a sort of tattoo that can be detected with special light and or scanners. The ink or dye required is called Luciferase. Like, I don't know about you guys, but the name of that is a little creepy, isn't it? Luciferase. Hello, April. How are you? Really good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. I'm glad you made one of the shows. Thank you again for being a channel member. I lost most of them when YouTube kicked all my stuff out, but thank you, April. Really glad to see you. Hey, Wrangler, how you doing, bro? Show me your papers. So anyway, called Luciferase. It's really creepy. I'll show you a little bit about it, and that I'm not just making this up. Like if I go to this other tab about Luciferase, let me show you. It's right here. If you just do a Google search, a simple Google search, it'll tell you Luciferase is actually an enzyme that produces bioluminescence or light in a chemical reaction with a molecule called luciferin, found in organisms like fireflies and bacteria. It catalyzes the oxidation of luciferin in the presence of oxygen and ATP, releasing energy in the form of light. Lucifer, the light bringer kind of thing. The enzyme's light-producing properties are harnessed in scientific research for applications like tracking gene expression and imaging cells. So there you have that. This Luciferase stuff, if I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, Lucifer means morning star. It's also Lucifer the light bringer. That's why that they're calling this stuff Luciferase, because it has to do with bioluminescence and lighting. So now that I just showed you guys that, we'll go back to where I was and the Luciferase quantum dot tattoos. What are you thinking of all this so far, Adam?
I think it's pretty creepy, dude. Like, in all honesty, like how everything has Lucifer's name in it.
Yeah, and from what you know yourself about the Bible and everything that you've studied in school, like, what do you think this is a possibility that this could be one of the runners up, a digital, transparent, electronic quantum dot tattoo?
I think it's very much so a runner up because in the original language, the mark translates into like a pinprick or a physical tattoo, right?
Wow.
So
Wow.
if they can have tattoos that are hidden, then I think this is very much so a runner up.
Yeah, it is a runner up for sure. It's a good one because even like I said years ago, I didn't think people want to walk around with these giant stupid dots on their foreheads and stuff, right? Like, so I think this would be something very easy to get people to sign on board to, especially now with all these talks of like digital ID and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and lastly, this is where we were, Luciferase. This one, it got really really creepy. This is a statement this is an actual quote from Bill Gates. He says, things won't go back to normal until we have gotten a inoculation out to the entire world, quote Bill Gates. So, and lastly, either an implantable microchip or more likely the same type of nanoparticles used as a delivery system of the mRNA will act as transmitters once inside the body, transmitting every detail about you in real time, including exactly what you're doing, and you will be rewarded with a centralized cryptocurrency for performing approved tasks. Of course, you may also be penalized as well if you do something to displease Gates. So this is all detailed in a patent filing number. Here's the patent filing number to this, guys, in case you want to, like, I'll put it in the chat right now, just so you know I'm not making all this stuff up. Here's a patent filing number that I dropped in the chat in case any of you guys want to check this out on your free time, on your spare time. So, firstly, it's well known that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have wanted to inoculate the entire planet. I'm using the I word instead of the V word just for, the algorithm and stuff. For some time now, right, Adam? I think you've heard that. We've all heard that, what Gates Foundation wants to do. We all know that he's in the business of, those magic juices that are supposed to keep you safe from viruses and all that. Like, that's his thing. The Gates Foundation is totally into. He actually, I don't know if it's true, but I heard he has a patent on the malaria inoculation. So just creepy stuff like this. Like, they say that they're doing it for good causes. Maybe they are. I don't want to get in trouble from the YouTube underlords, but personally, I have a hard time buying it for a good cause. But maybe it is. Let's just say that so we don't get in trouble. Maybe Bill Gates is doing all this out of the goodness of his heart.
Oh yeah.
Right. Right. I will let people on the show, but just stick to the rules, okay? Don't say anything that's gonna get me in trouble or get me striked. Don't be using these words that you're not supposed to use. You're only gonna get one warning. Just be cool, be calm. Don't talk about misinformation when it comes to health, all that stupid stuff. You want to talk about the mark and everything, that's totally fine. Just stay on topic and be chill, okay? Or I'll have to terminate you out. I don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We'd like to have intelligent conversations with people based on the topic. So I'm just going to drop the link in there. I'm going to read a bit more of the articles that I have up, and then I'll start bringing people on if some of you would like to come on and talk about the topic. So Gates, UNICEF, and the World Health Organization have been credibly accused of intentionally sterilizing 500,000 Kenyan kids through the use of, like, I don't even know, like, is this true? I don't want to read like stuff that's going to get me in trouble, but they've been accused, okay, internationally, credibly accused of this. So I'm not going to read it because if it's not a fact, I don't want to get in trouble. So we know all about this stuff. So here, this is the
Oh,
stuff I wanted
baby.
to get into. Luciferase. Here it is right here. So Luciferase quantum dot tattoos or tattoos. I don't know if any of you guys ever watched Bob's Burger, but he's like that weird guy calls them tattoos. So he's like that one episode where he's like pretending to be like an equestronaut to get what's that girl's name? His daughter's horseback, and he like goes undercover. Anyway, it's funny. Tina. He goes undercover to get Tina's horseback, and he like dress up like an equestronaut. And this one guy pins him down, and he's like, "If you really are an equestronaut fan, then you got to get the official tattoo." And Bob's like, "Oh god." He's like, "I wish you'd quit calling them that." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Tattoos." He's like, "Yeah." It's so funny. So anyway, the official tattoo of the quantum Luciferase, like that just sounds so creepy. Luciferase quantum dot tattoos, like come on, dude. So next is the certificate of vaccination. I said the magic word. See, I'm not thinking. ID, inoculation ID, or the quantum dot tattoo, developed by Gates and Robert Langer of MIT. It's worth noting that Bob Langer, I think I'm saying it correctly, Langer, one of the founders of a biotech company, Moderna, became a billionaire this year when the announcement of Moderna's phase 1 trials set the stock soaring 30% on top of recent gains. Moderna are also producing an mRNA-based inoculation included in Operation Warp Speed called mRNA 1273. So here's kind of like a picture of what these microneedle tattoo things that I was talking about, an invisible quantum dot tattoo. So like if you look closely, I think I can get better pictures up, but basically, if you look closely, these little things, and it was on my thumbnail too. These are really, really, really small in real life. You see how the ends of them have like looks like what drill bits or something.
Yeah.
These are super, super tiny. That's why they're called microneedles. They barely hurt. They go in, they penetrate your skin, and then there's these things on the tips of these microneedles that kind of go out in your body and do their thing, right? So yeah, it's really creepy. While you guys are here, consider becoming a channel member and all that. Check out my description in the video description. There's links to all that kind of stuff. Super cheap, and you guys help out the channel, and you get one free super chat a month now, which basically pays for the channel membership itself. So that would be cool. YouTube's trying to kill me and shut me down and not let me grow, so it'd be awesome to get a little help. But anyway, that aside, these quantum dot tattoos are minuscule quantum dots. They're super tiny, like I was saying. Tiny semiconducting crystals. There's actually a better picture down here that I'll get to and show you this, that actually reflect light that glows under infrared light. I guess this is where the whole Luciferase comes in. So the pattern and inoculation gets delivered into the skin using high-tech dissolvable microneedles made of a mixture of polymers and sugar, using polycarbon or silicone millimeter long microneedles. So we're talking tiny, millimeter long. The smart patch can penetrate the skin to administer the inoculation. I don't know why, I just don't like the V word. Anytime you want to jump in or say anything, Adam, you go right ahead, okay?
Yeah.
So there you go. So as of, see, this is a few years old. They've already started the human trials. So as of Jan 2021, scientists at Wales Swansea University have developed a plan to create a smart patch that would administer this. This is back in the days when we're still dealing with this stupid C19 thing, while also monitoring this efficacy and God knows what else. According to the research team, the patch will use microneedles to both administer the C19 thing and monitor its, what does that say, efficacy? for the patient by tracking the body's immune response. Here we go. So here's the picture, guys. I see if I can zoom in a bit. These are like these tiny crystals. You see these four little patches on the back? Those are like the microneedles that go in. On the left, it's like zoomed in, like super zoomed in on the left. But yeah, they're really, really small. Like technology is getting really crazy. So this is a way better picture of them right here. Right here. Luciferase quantum dot tattoos explained. Luciferase, the quantum dot tattoo. And there you go. There's those little tiny things. They're like less than a millimeter long. They look like drill bits. You can see on the ends of the glowing green, it's like all the weird, kind of stuff that they implant under your skin. Really, really creepy. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, super creepy. There's a good picture of it, though. So the Gates and MIT are currently developing the human implantable quantum dot microneedle delivery system. It's a tattoo for the hand, which will include our identification mark and records. It needs an enzyme called luciferase in order to make it work. So that's where the whole luciferase comes in when they call it the luciferase quantum dot tattoos. Super creepy. It actually needs the enzyme called luciferase in order to make this thing even work. So I mean, red flags, red flags. What do you think, Adam? Are you going to put luciferase in your body in this delivery
I'm
system?
not going to put anything with Lucifer's name in my body. Personally, you're taking on his name then, right?
That's probably a good idea. And yes, Nova, it is official. I will put the patent ID again in the chat. Actually, I already did. Just scroll up a little bit, and you can see the right here. This is the patent information and the patent ID number. This comes from a website called mediocremonday.com, luciferase quantum dot tattoos. But I put right here, this is the patent number. You can check it out for yourself. It's a real patent right now in the works from Gates and someone from MIT. So I would never just like make up a story and report BS to you guys on this channel. Anyway, luciferase, and I already told you luciferase is a real, when it says it needs luciferase to work, like if you just do a simple Google search on luciferase, it will tell you that luciferase is an actual enzyme that produces bioluminescence and light to make a chemical reaction. So that's how this works. Anyway, here's a nice picture of it. This is probably the bioluminescence and luciferase enzyme on the end of these needles, right? So luciferase is a very unique enzyme derived from fireflies. It's a near-infrared bioluminescence enzyme, which is the chemical that will make the quantum dot tattoo readable through a special mobile device app or infrared light. Luciferase will make the inoculation, I don't like saying that, viewer, just because of how YouTube is, readable long after the victim has been ejected and functions as a mark. Below are different test photos of luciferase. So here we go. Here we have some actual test photos. I'm going to bring this up on another screen, make them big for you guys so you can see. Right here. So here's some actual test photos of luciferase being injected into people. And this is the bioluminescence. This is how it shows up under certain scans and certain lights. This is how it will show up. So this is how I think like you would be able to look at this weird stuff, dude. Like telling you, this is how it could show up as a mark. Are you marked? Do you have the mark? Are you going to be able to buy, sell, and trade? How are people going to know you have a mark? Well, just like this. Not going to have to walk around with gigantic red dots or black dots on your forehead, or like scars from implants in your skin from like an RFID chip or anything like that. It's going to be something just as simple, just as easy as this. So you won't see it. It won't even look like this unless they hit you with a certain light or something, right? So electronic, transparent tattoos that have tons of information stored in them. Very good contender for the Mark of the Beast, 100%, I think.
Very much so.
You think so too? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this article. Oh, that's a different article. Let's go back to this first one. We're almost done with it, and then we'll go to the next one. This is the Luciferase quantum dot. The other ones are just more confirmation of things that are to come regarding the Mark. So as for the column on the left, so this is going to explain what this stuff is. It looks like a receipt, kind of. As for the column on the left, well, it came with the pick. However, presuming the math is correct, it's a little more ominous, but at the same time, classic Billy Gates. And that's the Luciferase in Gates. Human implantable quantum dot microneedle delivery. Luciferase quantum dot tattoo. Here's a patent number. Here's another patent number and Luciferase quantum dot tattoos. So I gave you the patent number, I believe. It's the same one. You guys can check it out. Yeah, there's the patent number again. Cryptocurrency system using body activation data. Firstly, yes, it's a real patent number filed on 2019, July 5th, granted on April 18th, 2020. Why such an obvious and frankly repugnant to many patent number? That I can't explain. Why? WO202006. Oh, there's 3 6s in it. 60606. I see. Yeah, that's a little bit creepy too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's how these people work, though, right? They have their hidden messages, and they're like spells to people. Like if you don't notice it, you don't see it. But if you start noticing it, you turn on the TV, you watch like Super Bowl ads and stuff. You start seeing them doing all these weird symbols with their hands, and like you start noticing strange things that would otherwise just pass right by the normal person. And that's how these people act. They're like witches. That's how they do their thing. That's how they literally. I might sound crazy, but it's true. That's how they cast spells and stuff on people with symbols and like things that you see. They might not affect us because our eyes are open to see them, but normal people that have no idea, little girls and stuff that are watching Katy Perry and all this garbage, it goes right into their soul, man. They don't even see it and they don't even know what's happening to them. So I can't explain it, but anyone familiar with meditations of the likes of Gates will know that they do seem to have a penchant for symbology and rubbing the people's noses. And yes, basically what I was saying. According to the patent description, it works like this. A transmitter in or on your body transmits to a device such as your mobile smartphone. The patent does not detail exactly how data is transmitted from the body to the device, but it may be an implantable chip or something like that. As proposed by the organization ID 2020. So this is like a couple of years ago. However, nanoparticles have recently been made to act as transmitters. Dr. Charles Lebier, who was arrested recently for working for the Chinese Communist Party as well as Harvard U, is a leading expert in meshing electronics or nanoparticles in human tissue. The Ver gripper. What's that? Are you trying to say something, bro?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So the transmitters are most likely to be nanoparticles such as the Vera gripper, as they can't be removed. What's a Vera gripper? Yes, they can through nasal test swab. Oh, I see. Okay. It's kind of like nasal test swabs and all that. Anyway, they can't be removed from the body, same as a chip. The human body activating, which may include thoughts, feelings, and real-time data collection, is used to mine a cryptocurrency. Mining in cryptocurrency terms means the electronic discovery of new crypto by solving complex algorithms, and the energy required to solve these complex mathematical equations can be generated by human movement. Activity is then rewarded with cryptocurrency. That's crazy. I heard that was going to happen before. We could actually be using the human body to like mine crypto for them. How creepy is that?
That's very, very, very creepy.
Yeah, for real. What's this? Some exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may be used in human body activity associated with task provider as a user or a solution to mining challenges in crypto systems. For example, a brainwave or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs a task provided by an information or service provider, such as viewing advertisement or using certain internet services, can be used in the mining process instead of massive computation work required by some conventional cryptocurrency systems. Data generated based on the body activity of the user can be a proof of work, and therefore a user can solve the computationally difficult problem unconsciously. Accordingly, certain exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may reduce computational energy for the mining process as well as make the mining process faster. Creepy. The data is then uploaded from your device to cloud storage. The ramifications of being hardwired into a system of centralized digital currency. What does that sound?
No, thank you.
Oh, the
That is messed.
Yeah, for sure. The ramifications of being hardwired into a system of centralized digital currency can then be awarded for approved behavior and deduction, or even switched off if the individual engages in any sort of unapproved actions, is terrifying. Yeah, they can just switch you right off if you're not doing what they want you to do. Of course, you will be unable to buy or sell the crypto without the mark. Where where have we heard that before? Yeah, gee, I wonder where have we heard that before? Oh, the Bible, maybe. Yeah. So let's see. So if this transmitter were to be implanted RFID device, it most probably come. Oh, okay. Which Microsoft also fund? Oh, really? Microsoft funds this RFID stuff. What do you know? The United Nations is also part of this and are helping to scare the world and make people feel unsafe, all the while stating that we can't return to normal till. Oh yeah, so this is talking about, you know, before stuff, but it's it is what it is. Like that. This is like before. So this new one is this one I want to bring up after here is really creepy and it's a lot more relevant. It's only a few months old.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, you want to say some stuff, Adam? Because I've been literally talking to myself for about 32 minutes now. Is there anything that you want to?
I'm just listening because you're making. I find this stuff very enthralling. If that makes sense,
Oh yeah, it
right?
makes sense.
Like we're literally watching the Bible play out before our very eyes, bro. Right? Like
Yeah,
100%. I never thought I would be living during the time where we're watching the Bible play out. And frankly, I'm excited.
yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Like, it's scary, but at the same time, it's quite the honor to actually live through this stuff that it's talked about thousands of years ago in the Bible. Like everybody's got to go one day. So, I mean, it would be kind of cool to have front row tickets to the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In all honesty, like I wouldn't mind being left behind personally. I think it would be fun to be able to witness and die for Christ. Right? So
I would definitely like to be raptured and taken up with him, but I mean, everybody's different, I guess.
I'm more into let me stay and fight and witness and lead people to Christ and be a martyr.
Yeah, but
Personally.
if you're left behind, isn't that like an indication that you're not really living up to the expectations of Christ? Like,
Well, yeah. However, I believe that a lot of people will come to Christ.
Yeah, for sure.
When during the tribulation, right? They're
Yeah,
not gonna. The devil's not gonna fool everybody. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, that starts up a whole nother thing. Like, I believe that the rapture is a post-tribulation anyway, so I don't want to get into all that on this show because that's like a whole other topic. But
Well, it intertwines. It's not really a whole another topic. It all intertwines with
Well,
it.
talking about whether it's a post-trib or mid-trib or pre-trib rapture is a whole other topic. It'd be like us debating like the facts of whether the rapture happens before or after or in the middle of the tribulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say that.
Well, I see what you're seeing, but through like biblical study and everything, man, it's everything's intertwined. And I also see like the biblical arguments for all three points:
Yeah.
pre, mid, and post. Right? There's a biblical argument for each of those single points too, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not we're gonna see the mark of the beast is intertwined with that too, right? Like, so because the mark comes what, halfway through the tribulation?
Yeah, something like that.
Have you heard the interesting theory that Donald Trump could be the Antichrist?
Yeah, but I don't believe it for a second.
No, me neither. However, I could see like the theory.
It doesn't interest me at all. I think it's like a joke, to be honest with you.
Well, he had a head wound. That's where it was, right when he got shot in the ear.
Whatever, barely nicked his ear, and
Yeah,
that could
true.
be taken like so differently, and like the dragon and all the horns and all that stuff could be so metaphorical. Like Trump is, there's no way he could be the Antichrist, dude, because there's so many people hate Trump. The leftists hate him so bad. He has a whole syndrome, Trump derangement syndrome. The Antichrist is
really?
supposed to, you never heard of TDS before? Trump derangement syndrome?
No.
Like the left hate Trump so bad, bro. Like it's the Antichrist is supposed to fool the whole world into loving him, and like everybody's supposed to fall for this guy and love him. Trump is hated by so many people. He can never be the Antichrist. He's come out publicly and admitted that Jesus is the Son of God. The Antichrist is supposed to publicly admit that he's not. He's only president for another 3 years. He was president for his first term. No Antichrist happened then. The Antichrist is supposed to make some big peace deal with Israel, and then a 7-year peace deal, and then halfway through he's supposed to violate that deal. So he already doesn't have enough time to do that because he's only president for another 3 years. Halfway through 7 would be 3.5, and there's like so many other things. So I don't want to get into that whole thing.
I don't personally think he is. However, it's interesting how
kinda, I guess.
that he is,
They
right?
said Obama was the Antichrist, and they said King Charles was the Antichrist. They said George Bush was the Antichrist. Like, it just goes on and on and on.
I personally believe that, well, who the Antichrist is, you're going to probably be a little like, what? But I personally believe that the Antichrist is actually Nero. And
Trump,
right.
He makes the best for it. And Trump never said he wasn't a Christian, dude. That was so taken out of context. He was speaking to Christians. He never said, I'm not a Christian. He said, what did he say? He said, I wish I could pull up the video. Someone tried to show me that. I'm like, that's not what he said at all.
People try and take him out of context.
Oh, he was talking to Christians on stage. He said, I think this might be it. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Let me bring it up. You can clearly tell he didn't say, he's literally talking to Christians. He's not going to go, I'm not a Christian, right when he's talking to a bunch of Christians. I think this is the video.
And vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote.
He said, I'm a Christian, dude. He didn't say, I love you, beautiful Christians. I'm not Christian. Why would he say that? He's talking to Christians. He literally said, I love you, beautiful Christians. I'm a beautiful Christian. He didn't go, I'm not a Christian. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
It kind of sounds like he said, I'm not Christian.
Yeah, but why would he say that?
Yeah.
He's speaking to Christians.
Vote anymore, my beautiful Christians.
My
I love you,
beautiful
Christians. I'm a Christian. I love
Oh,
you.
he said, I'm a Christian out of the
That's
side
what
of
he
his
said. He said,
Yeah.
I love you, beautiful Christians. I'm a Christian. And like all the people are like, he said, I'm not a Christian. Like, think about it, dude. Why would he go up on stage, be addressing a bunch of Christians, say, I love you, beautiful Christians, and then all of a sudden say, I'm not a Christian? Like, that would be like this. That would be something someone as stupid as Biden would say. You're not going to go talk to a bunch of Christians that you're trying to get their votes from, and then all of a sudden say, I love you, Christians. I'm not a Christian. Go out and vote. Like, no, that's not what he says, dude. He says, I'm a Christian. Pretty easy to understand that, especially when you take into the context of who he's talking to, a room full of Christians. Like, that'd be like going to like a room full of Muslims trying to get their votes and go, I'm not a Muslim, but vote for me. Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro. He literally says, I'm a Christian. And it's just like the way that the left and the media tries to twist everything he says.
Oh, they twist everything. It's kind of annoying, actually.
Like, yeah, he admitted Jesus was the Son of God, but then he's going to go in front of a room full of Christians, say, I love you, Christians. Vote for me. I'm not a Christian, but vote for me. Like,
yeah.
Come on,
that
dude.
wouldn't be pretty smart.
He literally opens, according to him, he opens all of his cabinet meetings with a prayer now.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally, you could argue and say maybe he's not a real Christian or a true Christian, but no, bro. He never said, I'm not a Christian. That's literally just like people hearing something wrong, taken out of context, and then people saying, oh my, Trump just said, I'm not a Christian. Like, why would that would never make sense. Maybe if he was speaking to a bunch of atheists or something, but like, why would he go speak to a bunch of Christians, trying getting their votes, saying he loves his beautiful? He's like, I love my beautiful Christians. Why would he say, I'm not Christian after saying that? Like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. And, like, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. I wanted to bring up these e-tattoos. We're talking about the mark of the beast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the mark of the beast. Hey, Rudy.
It literally says on the subtitles that he's not Christian.
So, subtitles aren't right all the time at all. I watch shows all the time where the subtitles get things wrong. What does that have to do with anything?
Wait, why wouldn't it turn up? There
Oh.
we. What's up?
Not much.
What up, bro?
Okay, so check this out. This is another thing I want to bring up. E-tattoo. E-tattoo could track mental workload for people in high-stake jobs, study says. This one's not very old at all. It's like 4 or 5 months old. So scientists say device could alert workers. This is one of the things that I got on my thumbnail, but like, this is super creepy looking. There's like literally this weird thing right in the middle of his forehead. Scientists say device can alert workers such as pilots and healthcare staff when they are feeling the strain. Whether it's doing sums or working out what to text your new date, some tasks produce a frown brow. Now scientists say they could come up with a device to monitor such effort, an electronic tattoo stuck to the forehead. The researchers say this device could prove valuable among pilots, healthcare workers, and other professions where managing mental workload is crucial to preventing catastrophes. What do you guys think of this one so far?
Yeah, no.
It's weird looking, isn't it? Would
Yeah.
you wear something like that on your head, Rudy? Rudy.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I was asking if you'd wear something like that.
Maybe if it gave me like, if it wasn't connecting inside of my skin.
Yeah.
It looks pretty weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what if it does something cool, like invisible, like hologram glasses or something?
I don't know, bro. I think they'd probably try and say like the mark is going to do something cool for you too. This will make you rich. This will do this. I heard that argument that Neuralink, they're going to install it in your brain, but it's supposed to do cool things for you. You'll be able to surf the web with your mind. You'll be able to like order a pizza with your thoughts. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone's
no, thank you. I'm not putting anything that's not God made in my body like that to be a permanent part.
it's just creepy too. They want to strap this thing to your forehead, and it's with the electronic tattoos. The researchers say the device could prove valuable. We already read this. For this kind of high demand and high stake scenario, eventually we hope to have this real time mental workload decoder that can give people some warning and alert so they can self adjust, or they can ask AI or a coworker to offload some of their work, said Dr. Nashu Liu, an author of the research from the University of Texas at Austin. Adding the device may not only help workers avoid serious mistakes, but also protect their health. Huh. That's creepy, dude. Oh, I should have a picture open of it somewhere else while I'm reading it so I can show people what I'm reading. Here we go.
What?
I'll bring this up and then you guys can see what I'm reading about. Here we go. There we go. There's your great device. So if you guys want to say anything about this device or anything, just jump in and let me know and say something. Let's see here. Meanwhile, existing long word means EEG, and electrocolography devices, so EOG and EEG devices that can be used to assess mental workload by measuring brain waves and eye movements, respectively, are wired, bulky, and prone to erroneous measurements arising from movements. By contrast, the electronic tattoo is a lightweight, flexible, wireless device. Man, and there's got to be, I don't know if you guys ever think about this, but like all the signals and wireless signals and Bluetooth signals that are being like beamed around through the air all the time, that's got to be bad for your body, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, I think about that all the time. Like, there's literally like Bluetooth and wireless cell phone signals and like 5G, 4G, 3G, whatever. Just like all this crap is being beamed through the air all the time. It's got to like do something to you. Like, there's people that say they're super sensitive to this stuff. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of these people, but they literally live like in caves away from society.
Really?
Yeah, man. There's documentaries and stuff I was watching. There's people in England, they can't even like walk into towns or hospitals. They're like, they start getting these high pitched, like ringing headaches that like hurt them like super bad. And like, I don't know if it's true or if they just have mental illness or something, but they quite literally say that they're super sensitive to like frequencies. And I forget what they call themselves, but they have literally like taken all their possessions and went and moved into these caves because they say the rocks like shield them, and it's the only peace and stuff that they get from these frequencies. So I don't know what y'all make of that, but let's see. Nova Delp says just because it can detect Bluetooth doesn't mean it can mess with your brain. Yeah, I agree, but it's still, there's Bluetooth signals are being beamed around you at all times, and the human body, particles go through you, man. Like X-ray particles, gamma particles, all kinds of particles. Like when you go get an X-ray at a hospital, they're just beaming tiny little particles right through your whole entire body.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think about that a lot. Like nowadays, especially in 2025, everything's wireless, everything's Bluetooth. Like, just because you can't see stuff doesn't mean it's not there, right? Like think about all the light spectrums and stuff that computers or certain telescopes can see. Like they're there, but the human eyes can only pick up a certain amount of spectrums, right? So it's kind of creepy if you ask me. So the black wiggly path of the electronic tattoo is composed of a graphite-based conductive material that is attached to the forehead using conductive adhesive film. 4 square EEG electrodes positioned on the forehead each detect a different region of the brain activity, with with a reference electrode behind the ear, while rectangular EOG electrodes placed vertically and horizontally around the eyes provide data about eye movements. Each of the stretchable electrodes is coated in an additional conductive material. I wonder what material that is. They're not telling us. The electronic tattoo, which is bespoke and disposable, is connected to a reusable, flexible printed circuit using conductive tape, while a lightweight battery can be clipped to the device. You know, this reminds me of like transhumanism.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys remember hearing about like transhumanism and stuff? How they want to like merge humans with technology? You ever heard about that, Rudy? Where they want to like try and make people live forever by like making them transhuman and like uploading their brains to like the cloud and stuff?
Yeah, I saw this dude, Marcus Rogers, who said he saw a vision.
Oh, Marcus Rogers is a hack.
Is
Yeah,
he?
Sorry to cut you off. I'll tell you something about Marcus Rogers afterwards.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
He's not somebody to be listened to. Even Rich Penkoski knows him and has called them out quite a few times. So Marcus Rogers is actually responsible for a soldier's death. A soldier was baptized, and Marcus Rogers is into oneness, right? He doesn't believe in the Trinity. So what had happened is a soldier was like, oh, I got baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And then Marcus Rogers was like, no, you didn't get baptized the right way. It's only supposed to be in Jesus' name and blah, blah, blah. And he baptized him in a river that they were told was off limits. And that soldier died.
Okay, well that sucks. But what was this vision? I'm just curious to hear about it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he just said he had a vision of like people who like agreed to be robots or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like, no, I don't know who this guy is that you guys are even talking about, but I have heard of transhumanism. It's a real thing. Like the billionaires are funding it and trying to do it because they want to try and live forever. Some of these people that have billions of dollars, they obviously don't want to die because they're so rich and their lives are so good. So it's like a real thing they're trying to do. But I never heard of that guy before. What's his name?
And he actually did a big fundraiser for the family afterwards, and then kept all the money. So he also committed.
Oh, lovely.
So
the evidence for that one.
Sorry, there is evidence for that. Rich Penkoski knows the guy personally, dude.
Who's Rich
I
Penkoski,
believe
the
Rich
street preacher?
over some hack.
Oh well, okay, guys, let's not start fighting over. I don't even know this person, so. But anyway, I just want to keep doing the Mark of the Beast thing here. After you guys are fully whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, I thought good. I don't really keep up with them. But
yeah, I don't even really know either of those guys, to be honest. I think I know who Rich Penkoski is. If I see him, I think I know who he is. If he's that younger white street preacher dude that goes to all the gay pride rallies and stuff, then I think I know who you're talking about.
He's about my age. He's actually ex special ops.
Well, maybe it's a different guy I'm thinking about. But either way.
You know who Ruben Israel was, right?
Yeah, I know who he is, yeah.
He was best friends with Ruben.
Oh, okay. I remember Ruben Israel. He used to make all those signs and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me finish going off about this electronic tattoo. So each participant was shown on a screen with 20 letters flashed up at one time, various locations. Participants were asked to click a mouse if either the letter itself or location matched one showing a given number of letters, like N, back. Each participant carried out the task multiple times, with the N value varying between 0 and 3, corresponding to 4 levels of difficulty. The team found that as the task became harder, the different types of brainwave detected showed shifts in activity that corresponded to a greater mental workload. The team then fed the EEG and EOG data together with the N numbers into a machine learning algorithm. After a training period, the researchers found the algorithm did better than chance at predicting the mental workload of a participant based on their EEG and EOG data alone. Okay. Lou said the full device, including chip and battery, was expected to cost less than $200. The team are now developing the approach so signals can be decoded by the device's microprocessor and sent to an app to alert the user if their mental workload is too high. This is
Wow.
crazy, dude. They want people to strap this thing on their forehead and like pilots and like stuff like that just because it's going to like warn them if their mental workload is too high. Yeah, there's no way that I would ever be putting that on my head. No thanks.
That's a big no-no for me.
It's really weird. The stuff we were just talking about with the Mark of the Beast, and then we're reading this, which is like electronic tattoos that they want to stick on your forehead to help you with your mental workload. Like, yeah. The first thing was super creepy, the Luciferase quantum dot microneedle thing. But this is just kind of like another aspect of an electric tattoo. And this one happens to be stuck right on your forehead. So it's creepy, right?
Yeah, very creepy.
Okay, so what else do I got here? Development of microneedle patch for delivery of mRNA liquid nanoparticles. This is from pubmed.ncbi.nlm.ni.gov. mRNA delivered by microneedle patch, MNP, can enable painless delivery, reduce need for healthcare expertise, and improved thermostability. In this study, it's really small and hard to read. We investigated formulation and manufacturing approaches for developing NPs that deliver mRNA-loaded liquid nanoparticles, encoding Luciferase as a reporter protein during MNP. Wow, there's Luciferase again. This has to do exactly with the Luciferase quantum dot tattoo that they want to stick in people. This is crazy, man. This is really creepy. I don't like it. Something about it is just telling me, like, probably the fact that it's called Luciferase for one. So approaches for developing the NMPs that deliver mRNA-loaded liquid nanoparticles encoding Luciferase as a reporter protein during MNMP fabrication and storage, including mRNA LNP concentration formulation, pH expectance, and backing material. MNMPs were assessed for mRNA LNP size, encapsulation efficiency, and protein expression in vitro and in vivo. MNMPs fabricated with mRNA LNPs initially prepared at a higher concentration yielded superior expression compared to mRNA NMP concentrations by centrifugation or tangential flow filtration. Acidic pH during NMP manufacturing enabled greater expression in vitro. However, no such correlation was observed in vivo. Polyvinyl alcohol, PVA, best stabilized mRNA LNPs. So this is like actual studies that they're doing here. This is like the notes and like of actual scientific studies of this thing. This just proves that they're actually working on this. This Luciferase microneedled transparent tattoo that they want to start sticking on people. Conflict of interest statement, declarations, ethical approval. The Georgia Institute of Technology Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee approved all experiments involving animals. Consent to participate, not applicable. Consent for publication, not applicable. Conflict of interest. Mark R. Pasnitz is an inventor of patents, a paid advisor to companies, and a founder shareholder of companies developing microneedle-based products. This potential conflict, wow, dude, seriously? There's some weird stuff going on here, guys. This is something that y'all want to check into. Is Luciferase microneedle quantum dot tattoos. I'm telling you right now, it's a big, weird word, but I don't know if you guys were here for the first part of the show, the one that involved Bill Gates putting money into this thing, and the pictures that I showed you. They're basically like tiny little transparent tattoos that get stuck on you they use a substance called Luciferase, which has to do with bioluminescence, to deliver these chemicals into your body. And it's crazy. I think it's a good contender for the mark, to be quite honest with you. I know Rudy kind of has a different opinion, I guess, on the mark of the beast. You can tell us what that is if you like.
Yeah, Rudy.
I seen you in the side chat. You said something about there's no contenders for the mark, or I don't remember what you were saying, but if you want to share your theory on that, I mean, you're more than welcome to. Biocompatible near-infrared quantum dots delivered to the skin by microneedle patches. This is so creepy.
Dude, that's nauseating, actually.
Oh, it's really weird, bro. There's more I'm going to bring up here, too. I'm going to show you guys the pictures of the actual ones. There's more. Physicsworld.com. This is a real thing. I remember someone in the side chat was saying, "Oh, is this real?" I think that was Nova Delp, which is a fair thing to ask, bro. Like, that's a really good thing to ask. Is this real? Is this legit? I love questions like that. But all these articles are just backing it up. They're actually studying this, and they're actually trying to do this. Conflict of interest. So references. All these references are here. Let me bring up another one now. This is from researchgate.net. So I brought up a couple before the show started just to get prepared for this. So here's another one from researchgate.net. This says right here, biocompatible near-infrared quantum dots delivered to the skin by microneedle patches. Record. So it will give you all your records of your inoculations and vaccines and everything you've ever had, all that weird stuff, abstracted figures. So accurate medical record keeping is a major challenge in many low resource settings. This is the excuse that they're trying to use to make this thing, where all maintained centralized databases do not exist, contributing to 1.5 million vaccine preventable deaths annually. Here we present an approach to encode medical history on a patient using the spatial distribution of biocompatible near-infrared quantum dots in the dermis. So there's the subdermis, and the dermis is like the first layer of your skin. QDs are visible to the naked eye, yet detectable when exposed to NRI light. Want to know why? That's because they contain the element Luciferase, just like Lucifer, because it's bioluminescence. Luciferase, bro. So these are actually called Luciferase quantum dot tattoos. Really creepy. So QDs are quantum dots with copper, indium, selenium core, and aluminum doped zinc sulfide. Yeah, that sounds like really good stuff you want to put into your body. Shell were turned to emit the NRI spectrum by controlling spectrometry and shelling time. The formulation showing the greatest resistance to photo bleaching after simulated sunlight exposure, 5-year equivalents, through pigmented human skin was encapsulated in microparticles for use in vivo. In parallel, microneedle geometry was optimized in silico and validated ex vivo using porcine and synthetic human skin. Quantum dot containing microparticles were then embedded in dissolvable microneedles and administered to rats with or without inoculation. Longitudinal in vivo imaging using a smartphone adapted to detect NRI light demonstrated that microneedle delivered quantum dot patterns remained bright and could be accurately identified using a machine learning algorithm 9 months after application. In addition, co-delivery with inactivated poliovirus vaccine produced neutralizing antibody titers above the threshold considered protective. These findings suggest that the intradermal quantum dots can be used to reliably encode information and can be delivered with a VAX, which may be particularly valuable in the developing world and open up new avenues for decentralized data storage and biosynixing. Wow, that's a mouthful. But do you like security check? Here we go. This is from ResearchGate. They're giving us illustrations here. So that first one I was reading was totally true. As creepy as it was that Bill Gates was behind it, as creepy as it was that it was like weird microneedled quantum dot tattoos that were barely visible to the human eye, which makes sense, right, guys? Because who's going to want to walk around, like I said in starting, with a giant freaking red or black dot in the middle of their forehead or on their head with this Mark of the Beast thing, right? No one's going to want to actually put that on their body. Like, it looks silly. But now that you have these translucent, transparent microneedles, like they're super small. Remember we were reading, like these things are like less than a millimeter long. Like you don't even really feel them go into your skin. And like if you look at the thumbnail that I have of the thing on the person's arm, that's kind of what they look like. So here's like an actual illustration of it. These are the bioluminescents called Luciferase, which have to be on there for these things to work. A, B, C. Go on the skin. They leave the Luciferase bioluminescence in the subdermal layer of the skin. And here's a bunch of their research numbers. Platform schematics and fluorescent probe characterizations. Fluorescent microparticles are distributed through an array of dissolvable microneedles in a distinct spattle pattern. Microneedles are then applied to the skin for 2 to 5 minutes, resulting in dissolution of the microneedle matrix. So they basically all dissolve into your skin, and retention of fluorescent microparticles. Remember they said these things can be detected up to like 5 years, bro. When they put these scanners on you, you light up and glow like bioluminescence where the mark is that they put on your skin. A NIR, which is a type of light detection, LED, an adapted smartphone. So literally people can use their smartphones to check and see if you have these marks, are used to image patterns of fluorescent microparticles retained within the skin. By selectively embedding microparticles within microneedles used to deliver inoculation, the resulting pattern of fluorescence detected in the skin can be used as an on-patient record for individuals' vaccination history. Rapid photo bleaching of organic dyes covered with pigmented human skin under simulated solar light emission profiles of quantum dots or solid lines show a blue shift with increased shelling time. Dashed lines depicts absorption by the 5-hour shelling sample. Arrows indicate the relevant y-axis. So that's what these charts are showing, basically. They're explaining what all these graphs and charts are showing. So yeah. I don't know what you guys think of that.
That's messed.
So daddy don't like, okay? Let's just say that. Now, here's the creepiness right here, guys. Here's all the pictures and everything of what they want to do. This is, this chick's 100% right. Daniel does say that the Antichrist will have no desire for women. That seriously does eliminate Trump. We know Trump loves women.
He really does.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, that's another topic, but like Trump does not line up with the Antichrist. And when his 3 years is over, everyone will know that. And I will say, see ya, told ya, to a couple people. Because there's a lot of people that are certain that Trump's the Antichrist. But like, dude, he's way too
Hey, Rudy, so what's your twist on the Mark of the Beast?
I don't think it's going to be in our lifetime.
That's fine. But what do you think it's going to be? Do you have any ideas of what it might be?
I think it's just going to be not physical or physically visible, at least.
No.
Yeah. That's kind of like this, though. That's why this is a really good contender for me anyway. Because if it is physically visible, it's barely. Like that's why these in figure A and figure B, it's how they adapt these NIR light detectors to put on common cell phones. And with the Luciferase, which is like the creepiest word ever, the Luciferase bioluminescence, this is how it lights up here on figure D and figure L and figure P. This is how it lights up with this specialized lens that they're going to adapt to put on smartphones. Super creepy, man. Super creepy. So, like, this is how small this patch is, too, guys. I don't know how well you can see this. Can you see it okay, Adam and Rudy? Like, I don't know how well the audience can see this, but figure C, that's the patch. And those little bumps on it are the microneedles. They're super tiny, containing the Luciferase bioluminescence. And there's a ruler down there for comparison. So this thing, like, isn't even 1 centimeter long. Like, the entire patch is like there's the 1 centimeter and there's the 2. So it's barely a centimeter, the whole patch, with all the microneedles on it. And this, like I said, on figure D here on the right, this is what it looks like when it's scanned under that special light frequency. And then E and F, these are like the very super close-up photos of the actual microneedles. That's going to contain on the tips. You're going to have the Luciferase bioluminescence that puts everything in the subdermal layer of the skin. And as you can see here on E, it literally says 1 millimeter, bro. And over on F, it's 0.5 millimeter. Like, that's so tiny. 0.5 millimeter. That's what that looks like. That's crazy, right? 0.5 millimeter. And then again on figure G is 1 millimeter, and you can see the organic material and the bioluminescence they're putting on the tips. And then figure H, it's zoomed in again to 0.5 millimeter size. So you can see you see that, Adam? You can see that eerie, gross black liquid running down the tips when it's zoomed into 0.5 millimeter. You see that stuff like oozing down the tips? You see it's
That's a big thing. No, thank you.
It looks like a black liquid oozing down the tips. That's what they want to implant in the subdermal layer of your skin, dude. And what is this? A piece of human skin, 5 millimeter size? Yeah, that's figure I is a 5 millimeter piece size of human skin. Figure K is also a 5 millimeter piece size of human skin. And I don't know how good you guys can see figure K, but you can literally see a line and an impression of that round disc that they pressed into a 5 millimeter patch of skin. You see it? You see the impression, the round lines on the side of the skin? That's this. That's from this in figure C. It's very, very tiny. And then when it's in, this is what it looks like under the photoluminescence that they rig your cell phone camera up with this special lens to be able to like scan people and tell that they have this. So smartphone modifications and NIR marking detection in skin. A photograph of disassembled LED used for NRI illumination at 780 nanometers. That's so tiny. Combined with a 800 nanometer short pass filter and an aspheric condenser. B. So this is telling you what they are. B is the one that looks like the smartphone that's all pulled apart. Actually, I should take... Here, this is what I'll do. I'm going to open this in a new tab, and then you guys can see it as I'm reading it out. How smart. Check it out. It will be bigger, and then I can read exactly what you're looking at here. So here we go. So the A model is photograph of a disassembled LED for the illumination, like I just read, at 780 nanometers, combined with an 800 nanometer short pass filter and an aspheric condenser. So figure B is a photograph of a disassembled NIR imaging smartphone consisting of a Google Nexus 5X smartphone with the internal short pass filter removed and replaced with 2 external 850 nanometer long pass filters set in a 3D printed phone case. Images of a 16 needle microneedle patch containing PMAA encapsulated quantum dots were collected with the adapted smartphone under ambient indoor light. Figure C, you guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
Figure C, what you're looking at in figure C, without the 850 nanometer long pass filters, and D with the pair of 850 nanometer long pass filters under LED illumination from the same distance. So where's D? Here it is. There's D. There's D right there under the nano filters from the same distance. So now I can scroll down to EFG and read what those are. E, optical, and F, SEM images of fluorescent microparticle loaded microneedles before skin application. Yeah, that's creepy. That's what I thought. You can literally see them before they go into the skin because you can see the chemicals on it. G, does it show G on there? Yeah, G. G is optical and H is SEM images of microneedles after administration to explanted pig skin. Okay. So these are after they administer it to the pig skin. IJK. What's IJK? I without and J with an 850 milliliter non-linear pass filters adapted. Oh, so it's showing you what you can see with it and what you can see without it. Adapted smartphone images of pig skin after application. Yes, you can't see nothing without it's just black without the filter. K without and L with. So yeah, K is without and L is with. Wow, there's L on the right. So K is without the filter and L is with the 850 nanometer long pass filter. Shows up as bioluminescence, the mark on the skin, bro. Adapted smartphone images of pigmented human skin before microneedle application. That would be, yeah, that would be this one. N, I think. Let's see. Or it goes further. Oh, M. Yeah, M. So M is LM. M without. Okay, so the first one is the human skin. M is without, and N is with the 850 long pass filters. Smartphone images of human skin after application. So M and N. And that's really creepy, dude. Without. P. What's P? P is with the 850 nanometer long pass filter. Note, scale bars in the NRI filter images are approximate with J, L, M, and N and P, taken about the same distance. Oh, dude, that's so creepy. Yeah, that is just so eerie. What do you think so far, guys? How's the chat thinking about this? You ready to get some quantum dotted tattoos or what?
No, thank you. No, thank you at all.
Sheesh.
I'm all for tattoos, but if it's stuff like this,
Yeah.
no, not happening in my opinion. You're flirting with dangerous territory with these things, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's all about government control too, right? And what's the Antichrist going to do? He's going to control everybody, right? So,
Kind of gotta agree with Rudy about the mark will be trendy. Yeah, this is pretty trendy. It's not going to be something stupid. The people are going to be like, wow, look at this crazy new technology. Oh, it glows when you put this thing on. It's super small. No one can barely see it. Like, I gotta kind of agree that it probably will be trendy. They'll be like tricking people into getting it.
well, the mark of the beast is something that you can't get tricked into, right?
Well, they're not gonna. It's not a trick, but it's gonna be like trendy. Like You're not.
Yeah.
No one's gonna want to put some stupid giant mark on the middle of their head. Is what I'm saying. Like this looks like trendy. Like people. It's not like you're gonna be tricked into it, but it's gonna be like cool technology that people are gonna want to get, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're gonna be like lining up, and I'll be lining up for the guillotine.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Right? Like,
check this out. This is MIT News. Strong. This is from MIT itself, dude. News.mit.education. Storing medical information below the skin surface. Specialized invisible dye delivered along with a vax could be enabled on patient storing of their history to save lives in regions where paper or digital records aren't available. So this is all more evidence that this is the real deal. There's the picture.
I'll be right back. I just have to use the washroom, bro.
Yeah, no problem. So there's the picture that we just looked. The microneedles going in, the cell phone on the right. We know more now about what this image actually is showing us. It's crazy how you learn things, right? When I first was setting up the show and I was searching for images, I seen this very image that you're looking at on screen. But now I actually know what it's all about. Like you're looking at, the microneedles going in. B, it's in the subdermal layer, the next picture being delivered. And then the very end image, the reason there's like a smartphone shining over it, it's because it has that fixed filter camera, that special filter in the phone to be able to check. And then the luciferase, they call the luciferase, which is the bioluminescence. You can see it lit up in the subdermal layer of the skin. So it's pretty interesting. It's creepy, but it's interesting at the same time. So, editor's note. This article has been updated to clarify that this research was developed to help avoid preventable deaths in parts of the world where paper or digital. That's good that you put the editor's note in there to tell us, like, oh, by the way, this research is being helped to avoid preventable deaths in parts of the world where paper or digital systems for storing patients' vaccination records aren't available. Many of these vaccines require multiple doses spread out at certain intervals. Without accurate records, people may not receive all the necessary doses. The method is still in an experimental stage and being used for any current inoculations, including the C19 one. Wow, dude, that is creepy. Did you hear that, Adam?
Yeah, that's.
Did you hear the editor's note? He said, updated. This research was being able to help. Research is developed to help preventable deaths in parts of the world where there's no paper or ID storage. And then it goes like, because remember, this was written like in the height of the COVID-19 thing. And it says many of these require multiple doses spaced out at certain intervals. Without accurate records, people may not receive all the necessary doses. Like, wow, dude, that's what he put on there. That's what they're trying to say that this is for. Wow.
Yeah. They're wanting to control, right? They're wanting to poison and they're wanting to control.
Dude, that is so crazy. MIT researchers have now developed a novel way to record a patient's vax history, storing the data in a pattern of dye, invisible to the naked eye, that is delivered under the skin at the same time as the vax. Ooh, how incredibly amazing. Sign me up.
No thanks, bro.
Oh,
like,
man.
I can't believe people are dumb enough to fall for government control, right? And they're going to be dumb enough to fall for Antichrist control as well.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Listen, this is from MIT's education section of its own website. So they're to create an on-patient decentralized medical record. The researchers developed a new type of copper-based quantum dots, which each emit light in the near-infrared spectrum. The dots are only about 4 nanometers in diameter, but they are encapsulated in biocompatible microparticles that form spheres at 20 microns in diameter. This encapsulation allows the dye to remain in place under the skin after being injected. And remember, it uses something called luciferase, or it doesn't work, because that's the name of the actual bioluminescence enzyme, luciferase. Lucifer the light bringer, Lucifer the light bearer. Like, oh man, it's so creepy that these people actually have the gall to call it Lucifer. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that you left the stage there, Rudy. Yeah, it's creepy, man. It's creepy. So let's see. The researchers designed their dye to be delivered by a microneedle patch rather than a traditional syringe and needle. Such patches are now being developed to deliver vaccines for measles, rubella, and other diseases, and the researchers showed that their dye could easily be incorporated into these patches. Yay! The microneedles used in this study are made from a mixture of dissolvable sugar and a polymer called PVA, as well as the quantum dot dye and the vax. When the dot is applied to the skin, the microneedles, which are 1.5 millimeters long, partially dissolve, releasing their payload within about 2 minutes.
Really? 2 minutes?
Yeah, or 2 minutes. By selectively loading microparticles into microneedles, the patches deliver a pattern in the skin that is invisible to the naked eye but can be scanned with a smartphone that has the infrared filter removed. The patch can be customized to imprint different patterns that correspond to the type of thing delivered. It's possible someday that this invisible approach could create new possibilities for data storage, biosensing, and VEX applications that can improve how medical care is provided, particularly in the developing world, Langer says. Do you know who this Langer guy worked with on this project? Bill Gates.
Who?
Bill Gates. It was Langer and Gates that have I put the patent number in the chat a while ago. It was Langer and Gates that work on this. Gates probably did all the funding. Dr. Langer is the guy who probably did all the groundwork, right? Tests using human cadaver skin showed that the quantum dot tattoo patterns could be detected by smartphone cameras after up to 5 years of simulated sun exposure.
Seriously.
Yeah, my word, dude. That's what it says. Oh, it's kind of small. I'll try and bring it in so you guys can see what I'm reading. That's really crazy, dude. After 5 years of simulated sun exposure, the researchers also tested this strategy in rats using microneedle patches that delivered the quantum dots along with a polio vaccine. They found that those rats generated an immune response similar to the response of rats that received a traditional injected polio. The study confirmed that incorporating this with the dye in the microneedle patches did not affect the efficiency of the thing or of our ability to detect the dye, Jekalenek said. The researchers now plan to survey healthcare workers in developing nations in Africa to get input on the best way to implement this type of vax record keeping. They're literally using like poor people in Africa as guinea pigs, bro.
Sick. Like Bill Gates has been doing that all along, right? With his amped up mosquitoes and everything like that, right?
That's really crazy, man. They're also
this guy isn't even a doctor and he gives medical advice.
Yeah, it's crazy for sure, dude. I know. I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble, but yeah, we all know what Bill Gates has been up to in the last few years. Nothing good, let's just say that.
Nothing good at all. His wife divorced him because of all the crap he's into.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. They're also working on expanding the amount of data that can be encoded in a single pattern, allowing them to include information such as the date of it administered, the date of the vaccine administration, and the lot number of the batch. Oh, what? That's so creepy, dude. The researchers believe that quantum dots are safe to use in this way because they are encapsulated in a biocompatible polymer, but they plan to do further safety studies before testing them in patients. They're already testing them in patients. This article is a few years old. It's from MIT. Yeah. Storage, access, and control of medical records is an important topic with many possible approaches, says Mark Pertz, or however you say it, chair of chemical and biomolecular engineering at Georgia Tech, who was not involved in the research. Okay. This study presents a novel approach where the medical record is stored and controlled by the patient within the patient's skin in minimal, invasive, and elegant way. Elegant. Oh yeah, check it out. The research right here, bro. Before I even read it, check it out. The research was funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This coming straight from MIT, bro. So that very first article I read was like 100% true. The research was funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Koch Institute Support Corps grant from the National Cancer Institution. Other authors of the paper include blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation all the way. Two
They
more.
are. I don't know about her too much about her.
Yeah, well, this is from physicsworld.com. Invisible dye embeds VAC records on skin. Here's what they look like, guys. Here's what they look like under bio when they put the scanner on the smartphone. This is what the mark on your body looks like after they put the microneedle quantum dot tattoo on you. There you go. There you have it. That's how they'll tell if you have this thing right there. Bam, bam.
Oh wow, that looks cool.
That's crazy looking too, though. It looks cool, but it's like nothing I'd want glowing under my skin.
No, I wouldn't want that on me.
I wouldn't even want tattoos.
Yeah, I'm not down with tattoos either. Adam feels a bit differently, but whatever, it is what it is. If the dissolvable microneedle patches used to deliver this could also implant an invisible record of the inoculation under the skin, a person's vax history could be known with certainty. This is the aim. Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have developed a microneedle patch containing a nanocrystal dye that creates near-infrared emitting dots under the skin. The emitted light is then detected by a specially modified smartphone. Wow. Microneedle patches can be customized to imprint different patterns that correspond to the type of thing that they're getting. The date administered and the manufacturer of the inoculation and lot number. This technique could reduce problems associated with lack of standardized record keeping in region of the world. Sure. The team's goal was to develop a robust, inexpensive, and easy to use platform that could be applied without difficulty in low resource settings. For their proof of concept study, the researchers developed a robust dye that's resistant to photo bleaching, a technique to encapsulate the dye, and a micro needle design to optimize delivery under the skin. Wow. The dye ultimately selected by the team was a colloidal quantum dot for formulation called S10C58. The formulation retained 13% of its fluorescent signal after exposure to 5 years of simulated sunlight through pigmented skin samples. At 7-fold the intensity of the sun. 7 times as bright as the sun in 5 years, and it's still showing up. To improve biocompatibility, the quantum dots were encapsulated with the PMMA microspheres. So that's really weird. So this is just saying the same stuff, but just from different sources, just to verify that this is all true, basically. So there's no need for me to keep going. But yeah, that's very creepy. I think this is a very good contender for the Mark of the Beast. And I'd like to thank all you guys for watching. Everybody in the chat, share this video. Check out the links in the description. Give the video a like. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. If you're watching this after uploads later, I'd really like to know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys, Adam and Rudy, for coming on the show. God bless both of you. God bless everybody watching. Have a great night, guys. Hope to see you guys again.